Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Carrie's Musings. I'm Carrie, your host, and I hope you're having a good day. It's a beautiful day here in Orlando or near Orlando. It's 84 degrees. Sorry for all you that are out there in the snow. I heard somebody had today 10 inches overnight, had to shovel snow. Wish you were here. Wish you were here. Let me pin an invite onto the chat page here. For anybody like to come in and join me. And there's that. And one more thing here. See if anybody else is live. While I'm waiting on people to join. There we go. Turn that off. Okay, looks like we're rolling. How's everybody doing today? I hope you're doing fantastic. So pull up a chair, take off your shoes or put your boots on, whatever you want to do. Get your popcorn, get your drink. Let's chat a while. Let's talk about things that are going on. Many of y'all know, as you can probably see, I went to Daytona to the Rally Flag Wave this weekend. We were greeted arriving there by the Thunderbirds. Man, they flew all over the place, doing their tricks and maneuvers. It was awesome. My granddaughter Sammy took a fantastic shot. It's on my page under the shorts if you'd like to look at it. She's got, congratulations to her, over 1,500 views. Fantastic, Sammy. Unfortunately, she's not with me today because I was watching her at her house for a week while her older sister and her fiance went on a cruise and he proposed to her. So congratulations to Sophia and Cody for the proposal. A beautiful ring too. Oh boy. But Sammy did a good job at the rally. Everybody loved her. She loved it. Had a good time waving the flag. If you watch on the video, not too far into it, I believe it was a teacher come by and asked her if she knew who Ashley Babbitt was. And I'm thinking, uh-oh, have I told her? Have I talked to her about it? Have we discussed it? All this going through my head, right then. She told her exactly what it was. And I said, whoa, good going, girl. Aruba calls her, I believe it was Sammy the Freedom Patriot. She did fantastic. We had a good time. Talked to several people, not a lot because everybody was busy going to the race, rushing here, rushing there. And if you listen on the video, you hear a clank, 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 waiting. That was a traffic signal talking to everybody. It almost drove me insane by the end of the day. But there were people, and Sammy's trying to hand out the Constitution to people. I told her to give them to younger type people so they can learn about it. A lot of Chinese Americans took it graciously and thanked her for it. And she gave all that I had. She'd say, "Here's a Constitution for your pocket. It's free." And holler freedom. And she would help a girl that was dancing around there giving out koozies for Freedom. First name of the company was Freedom something or other. But they were handing out koozies, and she asked her if she could help. And the girl said, sure. So she was helping her dance things out, hand the koozies out. She had a good time. one of the group thought that she was in trouble, that she was being asked to do it, but she wasn't. It was a big misunderstanding. But all in all, it turned out good. We had a good time with Sean Sanders, Aruba, Lala, me, Sammy. And there's a few others there that I didn't see, but they were on the other side. They had their flags going on the track side. Well, hi, Charlene. Hi, Carol. How are y'all doing today? Good to have you with me. Talking about Saturday. As you can see, I'm all windburnt, sunburnt, red as a lobster. It's not as bad today as it was the past couple of days. But we had a real good time, So hopefully more can make the next one. We were talking about the bike week coming up. I don't think we should have it by the stadium because it costs way too much to park there. And I don't think much goes on except for a few bike races during bike week. Most of the people congregate on A1A by the beach, and they drive up and down A1A, or they go to Boot Hill Saloon or the Cadillac dealer, Harley Davidson dealer there in Ormond Beach up on 95, and I believe it's US 40 that goes across there. But they have a big area there with the bikers. They have exhibits and booths, and they have the ball where the motorcycles go ride around in the ball. The old time Daredevils, they have that there and all kinds of things. So we're checking to see where we can go over there. But once we get the details arranged, we'll let everybody know, let them know what's going on. Everybody can come out and join us. And thank you very much, Charlene. Really, really, really was a help to us. Really was. Appreciate it from the top of my heart. I wanted to talk today about something I saw online. I have it on my Facebook page under Carrie's Musings. If you want to see it there, you can watch it. But Matt Gaetz brought up an amendment to say the Pledge of Allegiance at the beginning of the Judicial Committee. And boy, oh boy, did it open a can of worms. And of course, the Democrats, they had to bring up the insurrectionists. There was no insurrectionists at the J6 gathering at all. They were all patriots going out trying to make sure that the election was not stolen, and they wanted it investigated. It was the people. The people. There was no insurrection. Everything started when the Capitol Police started pushing the people back. They let them in the door, and they caused a stir and tried to get things going. But most people just stood there and took it all in, taking pictures. All the videos you see, people were standing there peacefully, chanting. Nothing until the police started pushing and throwing their tear gas on the crowd or shooting it. The insurrection was a distraction. And then another one come up and said that no one should say the pledge that had anything to do with the insurrectionists. And what that meant, I don't know. But then Matt Gaetz come back at him and told him that there was plenty of Democrats that harbored the BLM and what have you. They shouldn't be able to say it either. And then we had the lady from North Carolina. She brought up a Supreme Court ruling on the Pledge of Allegiance in West Virginia, that no one should be forced to say the Pledge of Allegiance if they didn't want to. Well, that's been on the books forever. If you don't want to say the Pledge of Allegiance, you don't say the Pledge of Allegiance. Nobody's going to shoot you for it. That's always been there. Everybody knows that. But all the Democrats got up there and talked about insurrectionists Supreme Court rulings against it. Lottie, 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 lottie. Well, the majority, I believe, are for the Pledge of Allegiance, which is hopefully good. Hopefully they'll do it. Jerry Nadler, of course, he was one of the big I already said it at the beginning, but they mentioned that it was before the committee started, that nobody was there and nobody heard it, that they did it well before the committee started. So we'll see where it goes from there. But I think we ought to take our time right now and just everybody together say the Pledge of Allegiance. If you have a flag nearby, grab it. I'm looking at mine that's behind me in my camera, so I'll pledge to it. Well, let's go. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all, even the J6ers. Even the J6ers. So if you haven't seen that video, it's a must watch. I see Shirley says she watched it. And watch it. It's on my Facebook, Carrie's Musings. And also I have another one. It's an older video. It was just posted yesterday. An older video is called I Love America. Gentleman there was a CIA whistleblower. And I believe this was done right after Trump was elected, because he's talking in that time frame. But it tells how the dark forces, how the CIA, and how the Federal Reserve and all that finance the dark forces, and how they cooperate illegally with each other to run their dark government, more or less. I know for a fact that if you don't pay your taxes, I saw somebody online yesterday in one of the chat rooms that said they hadn't paid their taxes because of what's going on. I tried that during Obama, and when Trump come in, I filed, and guess what? I didn't get a refund. It was over $16,000. Guess where that money went after 3 years? After 3 years, you don't get it. All that money went to the Federal Reserve, which is a foreign company. It's not the United States Reserve; it's the Federal Reserve, and it's owned by the Rothschilds. And I went blank. Basically, a foreign company, Britain and everybody else. They own the Federal Reserve, and this Federal Reserve finances all these black ops. I'm telling you, it's getting crazy, folks. He says it's kind of too late, but I don't think so. I think if we rise up and rally, we can change things. We can change a lot of things. We might not change everything, but we can do a lot, and we've got to do it. Get out there and holler USA, wave our flags, no matter where it is. You don't have to be on a speedway. You can do it in front of your home. You can do it on a busy highway. You can do it anywhere. And people will notice. They will blow their horns, make up some signs, banners, what have you, and go out there and do it. And people will see it, and they will know, and they will spread the word. But like I say, we start small, and we can end up mighty. We got to do it. If there's anybody on here that would like to come on, go ahead and join me and help me out. Sometimes I go blank and forget what I studied for all day. but I try. I try. I think about things that, and then I forget it. I should write things down, but I'm not used to it. But I better get used to it because here lately, boy, too many things going on. But if you watch my videos, you saw me in that traffic jam yesterday. There was I couldn't run my video because I put it up on the visor on my mount, and it would get hot instantly. The sun was beating right down on it. I tried to put my AC vents on it to keep it cool. It wouldn't do it. So I couldn't take much video while I was driving. Sorry, Shirley. You take it easy. We're praying for you. Really. Everybody's praying. You have a good one. Okay. What was I saying? I was behind a state trooper sitting in the jam there on the exit. Well, if you see on the videos, there's little drive-offs from that exit onto the Interstate 4. Some dummy cut across it, and that state trooper was on him in a heartbeat. Running got him. People trying to jump in line and jump out of place. People need to have more respect for the highway than to try to cut other people off by doing illegal moves. And I was thinking about when we're driving, and you come up to, there was 7 merge places there. We had people coming off the exit that I was on. People on Interstate 4, there was 3 lanes there, 2 lanes where I was going down to 1. And when you get to the point where you have to merge, you should go one right after another. But you have people on the emergency lane passing everybody by, swinging in front of people. People won't let you in every other one. And all 3 spots had people going in and out, around, on the side, being crazy instead of waiting their turn and doing it the right way and moving smoothly. That's my pet peeve, is to watch people try to get ahead one car. It's so pathetic. They're jamming up where nobody else can get in when they're sitting there just as patient as they, no, not as patient as they are, because they're not impatient. They're impatient. Oh, that was a tongue twister. Yeah, their impatience could lead to another wreck. Most indubitably. It's crazy. We need to have respect on the road for all the people and merge the way you're supposed to. And you have three big lanes going, well, 7, I'm all going into 3. It's tough. It's tough. Got a reminder on my computer. Shoot me off. But when we're out there driving, we have to watch for the other people. We have to give and take the way we're supposed to, and not get impatient. And another big thing is when they get into the main road, they go from the slow lane all the way over to fast lane, cutting people off. They have to put on the brakes, which slows the traffic down, and everybody behind them has to stop, put their brakes on, because some idiot wants all the way over. Think it's going to go faster in the fast lane, which it doesn't. It doesn't matter which. When you have a jam like that, you only get 1 or 2 cars ahead, maybe. Take your time. Don't drive too slow. Drive cautious with the speed that the traffic's going, and you'll get through it. But when you cut somebody off and they have to slam on their brakes to keep from hitting you, you're stopping the whole line, the whole train, all the way back for miles. And every time you do that, it delays it another 5 minutes. And that's been proven. When you're out there driving, you come into these things, drive courteous, think about the other people, and do it the way you're supposed to do it. And I'm guilty of changing lanes but I do it slowly and where people don't have to slam on their brakes when there's an opening big enough to get into. And there's a lot of them too, a lot. But it's all part of the big picture, folks. Courtesy on the highways, respect for our flag, respect for our country. We are the United States of America. We are not the divided states. We all work together. It's not one man do his thing, but you can do your thing. But you know what I mean? We have to work together as a nation, multitudes of people, to turn things around, to change things, and help out. You can wash out your covers and listen. I know I'm not the best person to listen to, but I have this. I've noticed I have a little mumbling problem, so I have to pronounce everything a little bit better, and trying to get my way out of it. And I used to be a stutterer, so all of it adds up. But I enjoy watching the truckers online. Everybody watches Big Rigs with Gary and Ride Along with Bobby and Semi Ernie. I love watching all of them, and I feel for them when they're out there because I drove truck for my earlier life. A lot of trucks. I drove lumber truck, and I drove drywall around and all kinds of lumber. And yeah, well, I can't think of the name of the bags, but they're that they put feed in, carried bundles of bags, all kinds of things. So I know what it's like out on the road. And then being a courier, for the last 25 years, constantly driving. So that's how I know where Aruba is when she goes somewhere. I've been there, been most of all over Florida, seen most of it. There's some that I haven't. I was constantly on the road from here to Miami, here to Jacksonville, here to Tallahassee, you name it. I was everywhere, taking a lot of. I've delivered a lot of stuff like papers from attorneys, X-rays for doctors. The last few years, I delivered IVs to hospitals along the East Coast from Orange City, Florida, all the way up to Jacksonville. It took me about 5 hours a day. I did it 6 days a week. It's a lot of fun traveling around, seeing things. And myself, I can go one place one time and I see it in my mind. I see where I'm going. Like, there's a gas station here, there's this here. I don't know how I do it, but I can visualize what's there. Strange. It's like a photographic memory, but where I've been. I enjoy currying. I'm thinking about getting back into it while I do this. I do it part-time. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Well, y'all out there have any questions or want me to say something or talk about something? I can do it. I hate to have blank air. I just can't say enough. We need to change this country. I just can't say it enough. We need to get our flags out there and talk to people. You hear somebody discussing how bad things are, talk to them. Wherever you go, talk. And hopefully it'll move somebody to do something, move another person to do something. It goes on like a snowball. But that's what we got to do. We got to come on here and we got to talk about it. Let things be known. And let everybody know what's going on. And I enjoy watching Mags American, the little shorts he's putting out, cartooning up the people, making them look silly. which they are. Just like the one person thought because she has a master's, she knows better than the parents. That's another thing. These teachers think they're better than the parents because they got a master's degree. Well, did they learn common sense with it? No. That's the problem. A lot of people get that book knowledge, but they don't get any common sense with it. And that's what we need. More common sense in this country to see what's wrong, to see what's right. Because they think they're better than us. They think they've got one over on us because they've got a master's degree. They've got a degree in something. Well, they put their pants on the same way I do. I don't get it. They're not any better than any one of us. None of them. Not a one of them. Our politicians, it's well known they're in the pocket of big corporations. We need to get them out of the pockets of big corporations. We need to set the record straight. They work for us, not the corporations. We the people. And we need to let them know it's we the people, not them. That's why they're there. That's why they're there. Not because they're anything really special. The people voted for them because they gave them some kind of story that people believed. We need to vet the people that runs a lot better. We need to find out where they stand, what they've done, how they've done it, if they're going to continue doing it. We need to ask these questions of them and get it done. If not, we're doomed to work the way we're going now. Status quo, let them do whatever they want to do because they think that they're the rulers. In the video with Matt Gaetz, it's evident that they think they're above everybody else in the country. That people have no right to say anything about elections. That people have no right to stand up for wrongdoings in the government. If we get together, we're wrong. We're an insurrection. We're not an insurrection. Most of the people, church-going, conservative people that wanted to see a wrong righted or at least investigated. And what are they doing? Nothing. And the captains of J6 are still sitting there, doing without, being punished for something we should have all been doing. They were trying to help the United States of America, and they're going to go down in history as that, and how this was all wrong. But we got to keep it alive. As I'm doing with my beard and my hair, I'm growing it till they get out. I may be really shaggy by then, the way it looks. It's shameful, folks. It's shameful. We've got to do something about it. This is why I do this. It's to bring awareness from people that don't know, because there's a lot of people that do not know this is going on. They don't pay attention. They don't know that they're there. It's just like I was thinking about little Sammy. I must have said it enough where she knew it. So I apparently did something right. Apparently. I hope. Get your kids involved because they need to learn. This is for them. The children aren't, if they're old enough to learn about the gay life, and let me tell you, I was discussing that with her because she don't like boys and she don't really like girls, but she's more friendly with girls, so she thinks she's I don't know. I think she said omnisexual. I told her, Sammy, be yourself. Boys don't like girls at your age and vice versa. Just have your friends, forget about this sex stuff. And when you get old enough to decide, then you decide. I don't put anybody down because they live a gay lifestyle. Their business is theirs, but they don't need to push it on everybody else, and they don't need to try to make society all gay. They don't need to push people into being transgender. Keep that in your home to yourselves. Don't make a national agenda of it to change the country to the rainbow flag. That's all I ask. Do your thing, because that's what America's about. Freedom to do what you want, but don't push it on others. Do not teach it in the schools. It doesn't belong in schools. They started out with the sex education because parents, I guess, don't have enough time to teach their kids about sex education anymore. So the schools thought, well, we got to teach them how to do it, how to get pregnant early, how to get an abortion and get whatever. And they're pushing it. They're pushing abortion. They're pushing sex education. And it's not just between male and female. The libraries are full of books with the garbage about it, with all kinds of sex. They took God out of everything, so there's no moral issue to it anymore. It's not morality to them. It's life. It's fun. No morals. It's sad. And we have to pray to God to help us put on that full armor and go out and battle this, because it is a sickness that's going across this country as bad as the other. And you know what I mean? It's an illness. It's going coast to coast, north and south, all over this brave land. And it's going to bring us down like it did to Rome, like it did to Greece. Well, Greece first and then Rome. And then the France didn't learn from it. They went that way. And guess where they are now? They're almost a third world country because of it. And it brings us all down. Yeah, the Ohio thing. I'm from Ohio, and I was pretty close to East Palestine in Canton. And I was a friend of mine up there sent a map, and it included a part of Pennsylvania, West Virginia, all the way across Lake Erie, down into Kentucky, over to Indiana. The area is going to be saturated with that poison that was put out, and they don't know how long it's going to take to go away and what effects it'll have on them. It's a tragedy. And a lot of people are saying it wasn't an accident, and they burnt the stuff on purpose and caused it to get worse. Where's the knowledgeable people? Where are these people with their degrees in that area? Don't they know that this stuff is toxic? Don't they know if they burn it, it's toxic before they do it? I just don't. I cannot comprehend why it was handled like that. And you know something's up, because old Biden won't even go over there to it. Let's think about that. All those people are in danger from who knows what will happen. It's hard to fathom what they were thinking about, why they're doing it. Got a lot of ideas, but it's all conjecture right now. You live in Stark County? Very good. Yeah, I spent my young years until I was 17. I moved to Florida when I turned 17. I said, but I graduated from high school at 17. I moved to Florida. I said, I'm going to live with my grandparents, go to school down here. And I've been back up. I lived in Pittsburgh for 3 years. And I've lived in North Carolina for quite a few years in between here and there. But mainly I've been here in Florida. So my roots are in Stark County. Love the area. I saw the Football Hall of Fame being built. I saw them move the big Greek cathedral out, move it to another location, which was a tremendous doing. I watched all that growing up. Love to go to the McKinley Monument. Beautiful place, beautiful park, Ink Park. Mother Goose Land when it was there. It's beautiful, beautiful up there. Every vacation I go to West Virginia and Ohio, and I go to my class reunions, of course, whenever I can. The last two I've missed because one I was knocked in the head, and my head bled all over my face, and got a concussion from it. Couldn't. It was like the week before, and I couldn't go. Then this last one, I had my heart attack. Couldn't make it up there. That and DC. I wanted to go to both. I would have been there, but it held me back. It still holds me back some. I'm going to concentrate here on Florida. I will get up there, but when, I don't know. Takes money. As that I don't have at all. But I'm going to do what I can, as much as I can, how I can. You name it, I'll do it. Check something here. A bros on my end. I was trying to see my video, see what's going on. Sorry about that, but I do what I can. I'm gonna run my mouth. I'm gonna talk. I'm gonna share it out. I'm gonna shout it out. Shouting freedom there at the races as much as I could. Whenever I thought about it, people go by without their car and they would go honk honk, try to honk back. But it was a lot of fun Saturday. If you haven't done it, everybody try it. It's wonderful. You get talking to people, seeing people's reactions, mainly watching the people, watching how they react and what they do. The cars, there wasn't as many honk their horn there because traffic was jammed. Really, it was pretty heavy. So a lot of people watching where they were going, not paying attention to the signs and everything, especially the drivers. But people would holler out their windows and stuff. It was a great gathering. We had a lot of fun, and hopefully we have a lot more at special events like that. But if you know a live streamer, help them out because it costs money, a lot of money. Boy, like I said, we were gifted the parking, which was good. It was $50 a car. If we had to pay it out of our pocket, boy, and the gas going there and back, added up a lot for all of us. Well, two of us drove. The rest of them rode with us. But we try to consolidate as much as we can, keep it down. But give to the live streamers. They're out doing a service for you. They're letting people know what's going on, telling people how things are. And we're there for you. And hopefully, maybe we can catch some of this wrongdoing in action. If we get enough live streamers out there, they'll watch what they're doing. We need to video everything. Video as much as we can. See the destruction that they're doing to the country. And really, they are destroying the country left and right. And we'll be in a lot worse shape than Venezuela. And if you read and research about that, they're eating their animals. They're eating whatever they can get their hands on. And it's sad. A country so rich as Venezuela is now nothing. Their money's not even worth anything. It's sad. And they use their corn to make fuel and everything, but where's it going? Going to their government fat cats, their socialist regime. Government cannot run business. Never, ever in a million years has government been able to run business. They just can't do it. If they think they own it, people won't care. If they get one set wage, they won't care. If they can't get advancement, they won't care. And people give up. They just give up. Why should I bother if I can't advance? Why should I bother if I can't get more? Why should I bother if the government hands me everything? And that's the way we're heading. Food will be hard to get. Fuel will be hard to get, if at all. You see the Mad Max movies of the future, all the movies of the future with everything torn down and destroyed and buildings collapsing, and it could happen. We are headed in that direction where all of society crumbles upon itself. Back to the wild West days, where everybody carries their own weapon, is their own law, because we can't depend on the ones that's supposed to protect us, because they're tying their hands, not letting them do their jobs. It's sad. If you think about everything, how it's going, think about the future. Think about what would happen if it kept going on like that. We can't. We've got to stop it one way or another. We have to stop what's going on. Otherwise, we're doomed. And as Will Johnson says, believe me now or learn later. We're in the last days. According to the Bible, prophecies are coming true. Prophecies are coming true. You read each one, you can just about put your finger on something that's going on now. The war in Russia and Ukraine, we're trying to put ourselves into it. Hi there, Super Ranger Super. Glad you could join us. But they're fighting each other over there. We're trying to start a world war. We're sitting back in the back seat trying to direct each one of them, playing one against the other. Euphrates is drying up. You read your biblical facts, everything, prophecies, everything's coming into place, getting more clear. Right is wrong, wrong is right, and that's especially going on now. When you can't go on and say what's right, or you get chastised, you can't tell the truth, you can't spread the word, because then you're an insurrectionist. You can't let people know what's going on. You can't stand up for yourself. But we've got to ignore all that and shout it out. Talk about it. Rally. We don't need big numbers. We need people everywhere. Every state capital, every major city. Start from local, weed it out, and work to the top. Kill the tree at its roots. Kill the tree at its roots. You can't pull the leaves off and kill the tree fast. But if you get those roots out, it'll die quickly. And that's what we have to do as citizens of this United States. United States, not divided states. And they are dividing us because united we stand, divided we fall. Folks, we're in a free fall. And we got to pull that parachute. And we got to get out there and do it. No ifs, ands, or buts. We, the people, have to do it. We have to let them know that we mean business, that we're not playing around. We're not just talking. We need to do it. And some of us will probably go to jail. Not for anything illegal. But we have to face the facts that that's a possibility. Not because you did anything wrong, but because you spoke out against the man. And we see it happening. The vigils every day. And it's sad, folks. We've got to correct it. We have got to correct it. Or I can't emphasize enough what will happen. We see it now with the grocery stores raising their prices on everything. Like I talked a couple weeks ago about I looked for popcorn. Used to be $1 a box. Now it's $5. A jar of popcorn's almost $8. It's crazy. Eggs, different places is like gold. It's higher here than it should be, but around here it's like $3.50 for a carton of dozen eggs. It was $1. Now it's $3.50. But they're going to price us out of range where we can't afford it. We won't be able to afford it. We won't be able to go anywhere at all. And it's something when you go to a big city, like here, it's like $3.59 in cities. It's $3.03 out around in the rural areas. So what's up with that? It's crazy. And the government says the oil companies are gouging, and the oil companies say the government's bringing it on, which they are, by closing pipelines, shipping our reserves out to China and Russia, you name it, whoever. And they're doing it, shipping it everywhere else but to us, keeping the prices high. And we have to let them know we don't like it. We won't take it. We won't have it. Until we open our mouths and make ourselves be heard, it's going to go on and on and on. Thank goodness after Obama that Trump took over and the prices went down for a while of it, because they were hitting $5 back when Obama was in charge. And now it's going back up. And they don't want to do it too quick because that will anger everybody. But if they do it little by little, it's like boiling the frog in the water. He won't jump out as long as you do it slowly. They're doing the same to us. And we're not going to jump out if they do it slowly. We won't notice it. We'll just keep paying that extra 5 cents every time they raise it. 10 cents usually is what they raise it. Until we speak out, they're going to continue doing it and continue and continue. Let them know if they don't change it, they're gone. Let them know in no certain terms, we won't vote for you again. We won't keep you in there if you want to keep it that way, because you're not doing us any good. You are not helping us, the people. You're helping the big corporation. You're helping the government destroy us. We have to stop it. It's only us. So what say ye? We going to do it or not? It's all up to us. We, the people of the United States, a republic. It's just like a pledge. I pledge allegiance to that great flag. And Francis Scott Key wrote the song, watching them bombard the fort, while bodies were piled up, holding the flag up all night. The story behind that. So much blood in the history, keeping freedom going. So much bloodshed. It's not free. And we had to fight for it. We had to keep it. Fighting for it by words, yelling it from every street corner. Let everybody know your freedoms are diminishing. They're going away. Getting shackles on us. And the shackles are getting heavier and heavier every day. Every day, more bondage on us. Taking this away, that away. We should be helping our needy. We should be helping our veterans. We should be helping the ones in distress. One people I know, the Amish, they help each other. They help each other in everything. Everybody thinks, well, look at them. They're living without electricity, living without cars. But guess what? They have more money than we do. Probably living better than we are. And they help each other. You don't hear of needy Amish people, but we hear of needy Americans. We hear of needy veterans. It's sad. We shouldn't even be thinking about things like that. Not at all. We had to come to terms and help each other. Straighten our churches up, get them back to where they help the community and not themselves in their own pockets, and build bigger sanctuaries and bigger places. It's sad, of all the millions of types of religions, that everybody interprets different things, different ways. And now the big churches are going with the government to get their tax money back without paying taxes. And the government tells them, well, you have to do this, this, and this, and they do it. You can't talk about this, this, and this. They don't talk about it. They won't condemn the government. They won't talk about what's going on. And this is one place that we should be doing it, in our churches. Banding together, letting people know what's going on, let them know what they're taking away from us, but they don't do it. They just don't do it. Either they don't talk about the government at all, or they bend it the way the government wants them to say it. And it should be the Word of God, what the Word of God says about it. That's what this country was structured on, the Word of God. The Constitution and the Bill of Rights. They base it on God. But they've taken it away from us. They're taking it away from our churches, and pretty soon there won't be any real churches left. They'll have to go into hiding to say what they need to say and tell it how it is. It's that what we're looking forward in the future to. There's so many things that's going to happen if we don't change it. And it will happen. Mark my word, I've been here 73 years and seen a lot. Talking about the other day about music. Well, I've been in it ever since the bands, rock and roll, disco, you name it. I've been there, been through it. And things have changed. Change is good, but sometimes some change isn't good. And the way they're trying to change it is not good. We need to band together and do our thing. to straighten this country up. So if you like this, hit the like button, share, subscribe, and even donate if you'd like to. All help is appreciated, and I pay it forward. Everything I get, I pay forward to another streamer and try to get what I need for this broadcast. Right now, I need another monitor. I need another monitor so I can bring up slides and stuff. I can't really do it from just a phone and a laptop. So, because it goes into like a tunnel, about 50,000 screens come up when you put it up there. I can show you now. Share screen. It didn't work. Oh, there we go. What happened? No. I lost it. There we go. Oh boy, that's complicated. Let's see. Oh, it's still up there. There we go. Anyway, it worked there. To put some more. Try to see what it'll do, how it'll do it. So till the next time, y'all have a good afternoon. Have a good rest of the day. I love each and every one of you. I'll see you on the next time.